Good morning, guys. Thursday, May 2nd, we got Cinemark earnings in, and it was a huge beat, beating all 9 analysts' expectations, beating everyone's expectations. Let's talk about these results really quickly, and please join me at 7:30 this morning Central, 8:30 Eastern, where we're going to listen into the Q1 earnings call for Cinemark, hear what management has to say about their quarter, and the analyst Q&A. Let's get right into the info. All right, guys, let's go through this Cinemark info as quickly as we can because we have that earnings call in just about an hour here. I'm going to try and wrap this up as quick as I can. Total revenue for Cinemark, $579 million. If we flip over to analyst expectations here, we can see the average estimate was $560 million. Net income, $25 million. That gave them an earnings per share of positive 19 cents. Analysts had been expecting on earnings an average of negative 20 cents. The absolute high, the best estimate was negative 1 cent. They came in at positive 19 cents on GAAP earnings. Adjusted EBITDA came in at positive $71 million. And if we compare that to Q1 of 2023 year over year, they were at positive 86 million adjusted EBITDA last year. Just look at these numbers here. Q1 fiscal year 2023, we had adjusted EBITDA of $86 million, but the net income was negative $3 million. So they took a loss last year on higher revenue. This year, adjusted EBITDA $71 million with a net income of $25 million. Attendance in Q1 2024 for Cinemark at 40 million patrons versus 43 million in the same quarter a year ago. And I want to highlight what we've been talking about for the entire entertainment industry in 2024. What we have here in orange on the right-hand side, they say that while the strikes last year caused a dip in content volume for 2024, about 95 wide release films expected versus 110 in 2023. We anticipate volume recovery will again rebound on its way towards 130 wide release films in 2025 and 2026. I want you all to keep in mind for 2024, for this industry, it's going to be a relatively flat box office. But from what we've been hearing from all the CEOs, Cinemark, AMC, and IMAX, they are anticipating some major recovery into 2025 and 2026. In other major news from Cinemark today, we got an 8K that they have retired $150 million in long-term debt. This was originally $250 million that they borrowed in 2020. $150 million was still due, and it was coming due in May of 2025. Today, we get an 8K that they have now retired that entire remaining balance. So $150 million is gone off of their long-term debt, leaving them still with about $2.2 billion of long-term debt. This was their most expensive debt at 8.75% interest. For the period ending March 31st, their Q1, Cinemark ended the quarter with $789 million of cash on the balance sheet. Now, we did just get this 8K today that they paid off that long-term debt, $150 million. That will be coming off of their Q2 numbers, so we'll get an update on the balance sheet on Q2 cash in about 3 months. Cinemark does have a strong balance sheet. As you can see here, they do not have some of the problems that some of the other movie companies are struggling with. Current assets are greater than current liabilities by about $220 million. They have positive working capital, and total assets at $4.7 billion are higher than total liabilities of $3.7 billion. As Cinemark points out, they have limited exposure to interest rate fluctuations, as over 90% of debt is at fixed rates, and they have received multiple rating agency upgrades on their credit. And you can see here this article from Fitch revising their outlook for Cinemark to stable and affirming their credit at B+. I'll put a link to this article in the video description. This was from March 22nd, 2024. That's all I got for you on Cinemark. Great job by the management managing through this very weak quarter for the industry. Join me here live in about 30 minutes where we will listen into their earnings call. I am Tony Denaro, and I will see ya on the next video.